good, everybody? Thank you again for tuning into another episode. I know I've been on hiatus for a little bit, but I am back, and I'm glad that, you guys are tuning back in. But let me see. I think we got a lot to talk about, but I got one topic that I know was actually a request, and I'm going to get definitely into it. But I just wanted to start off, like the last episode I did, I was talking about Nipsey Hussle and everything like that, but it was just something I wanted to touch upon, that we understand that, everything that's, I guess I could say when you die or when you're killed or when you're no longer with us, I think the natural thing to do is to talk highly of somebody, because that naturally happens. But the thing that been killing me with the Nipsey Hussle situation was just the fact that, true indeed, he was doing things to help build his community and everything like that. But it was like, I know a lot of people, and I'm like, wait, everybody Nipsey Hussle fans now. Everybody want to know what's going on. If you got some people calling him Jesus-like, or he did this, he was trying to build a community, the conspiracies, they were out to kill him because he was trying to do a documentary. Look, shit happened in the hood. That's just hood politics. Let's just keep it like for what it is. You was talking shit, or you're getting an argument, somebody hating on you, but that's how everybody do. And the thing that really bothers me about the scenario is the fact that we got other artists that's like that, whether or not it be Killer Mike or whether or not it be David Banner. Now, my thing is, they would literally be saying the same thing if somebody, God forbid, was to either kill Killer Mike or David Banner. You got a lot of artists that are conscious and, try to do things to build a community. So instead of, loving them when they die and start creating all these conspiracy theories, how about you just, go ahead and support the man, or go ahead and support the people who are actually trying to do the same things for their community. So it's almost like that social media thing again. We love to jump on a story, and we love to just say what everybody else is saying. And then the part that really bothers me is the Kodak Black situation, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie, Kodak was caught saying some outlandish stuff about Lauren London and everything like that, wait a year. Basically, the real issue is that he got caught saying it. But let's think about it. What he said is that kind of like what probably people wasn't thinking in their head. Shit, I would do that. I'd probably say, give it 6 months, I'm going to try to holler at her. Because Lauren London is bad. Let's just keep it 100. She bad as hell. But the thing that really bothered me was on the basis that everybody talking about, yeah, we going to fuck him up. Yeah, don't let it get caught around here. That boy could get murked. And all this other stuff. And then I'm saying to myself, like, wait. We just got finished burying the guy based on he's dying and he shouldn't have died and everything of that sort. Then you go ahead, just because he said something about the dude mother that was basically recorded by one of his boys or something like that. Now you go ahead, you're going to go and do the same exact thing that you was just saying, this is the problem in the hood or the black community per se. So it's just like, man, stop being a walking contradiction, yo. Like, this shit get corny. Because let's be honest. It ain't going to be the first. It ain't going to be the last, And then they said the reason they wanted to kill him was because of the Dr. Sebi documentary. Come on, man. Because let's be honest. If it was because of that, and everybody knows it's because of that, you got people like Jay. You got people like T.I., you got people like Nick Cannon, you got people like Diddy. They can still do the documentary in his memory. So it's like, come on. It is for what it is. But it's like, look, man, appreciate the artist. We mourn for the artist. If you actually enjoy his music, listen to his music. Help get his what do they call that? Damn, man, I forgot. Oh well, help get his music running through iTunes to help build that money for his family. So, but I'm kind of off the Nipsey Hussle thing. I really don't want to talk about it compared to everything else that's going on. But you know what I'm saying? I'm not really even about the politics. But what I really want to talk about today was one of my people's. Like last night, I was going to probably do YouTube, but I couldn't figure out a topic because I really didn't want to stick to the regular old topics that we sometimes talk about. But I wanted to talk about. But my boy said, this generation and relationships. Talk about that. And I was like, you know what? Now that I think about it, that's a good idea. Because when you break that down, things have changed compared to probably me growing up in relationships and meeting and talking to women compared to nowadays talking to women and getting to know everybody. Because I would say one of the craziest things about this generation and the number one killer of relationships in this generation is social media.
Hello.
Look, I'll say this, right? The crazy thing I look at it is like, all right, for example, right, social media, and why I feel like that's the negative thing in this relationship. I mean, in this era of everything, because your relationship has to be validated through social media. And why I think it's harder right now for relationships in social media is because, look, let's say, I mean, social media is like a drug, right? For both. But let's say I'm a guy, and I am a guy, but I have a woman. If I don't give her attention, social media will damn sure give her attention. Social media will have your girl getting, I mean, if she's attractive, she's a thirst trap. She don't even have to do the ass picture or the turnaround ass shot. Yeah, I know that pose, but when you really think about it, like, social media gives your woman more attention than you can never stand up to be able to give that much attention. And then if you don't give that much attention, it becomes a drug of an attention. I hate to say it, an attention whore. She needs that attention from social media. Then you got to realize, like, through social media, everybody's running after your piece. So it's not like back in the days, there was no social media. It was just you, her, and the only thing you worried about, whoever's trying to reach you, was somebody from around the way or from your school or from your job. Now you got to worry about a dude that's coming from another country, that's coming from another state. You got to worry about the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? Like, because nowadays, if you ain't doing what you supposed to be doing, believe me, there's somebody out there, and he advertising himself like crazy. Like, look, mom, you should mess with me. I see he don't really take you out. Really, we probably like see everything based on social media. So really, when it comes to relationships, it's like, it's kind of crazy. It's like, it's you versus social media. And to me, that social media is the thing that really kills a lot of relationships now. It's like, how serious is your fucking relationship? Then you got to think about it like this. You got the thirst traps. And look, I mean, everybody's like, it's almost like, well, I know people know what it is, but when you really think about the thirst trap, it's more like advertising. Your woman's advertising herself, but then you have to be confident as a man not to be on it like, yo, why you dressed like that? Why you putting yourself like that? Why you taking pictures all the time? But let's be honest, that's fucking advertising. I was like, God damn, is everybody a model nowadays that they need to take all these fucking pictures? Nah, but don't get me wrong. Some of them are beautiful. I'm not going to even lie to you. But it's just too much easy access to your relationship nowadays to be able to say, like, how are relationships nowadays? I can't call it, because it's just too much. Bad enough a relationship sometimes it's hard to keep going strong and shit like that, but nowadays it's just the easy access to be incorporated into your life, into your business. Everybody's viewing your what's going on in your privacy of your own home because we advertise it. But is it wrong that's just the norm for today. So it's not to say whether or not it's right or wrong. It's just the norm. So it's like, damn. So then the real question is it based on the generation, or is it based on the ages? Is it based on just the time that we live in? And ironically, when you're young and it's a time that you live in, I think is more scarce, because at the same time you grew up in it. So this is what you believe to be normal, compared to somebody that's older in this living in this time and getting into social media. You sitting up there like, yo, I want to get into it. I want to introduce myself into this life, or into the social media thing, advertising ourselves. Then you don't even know what you like. If you ain't into social media, do not fuck with it, because it's rules to this shit. Definitely rules for it. Oh, who that chick liking you? Like, that's where I'm going with. So now you like, okay, I want to be in a relationship, but people have stuff to say. Why did you like this? Then everybody's in your business. So it's like, that's the scary thing about the relationship thing in reference to social media. And especially during this time, because you got too much other stuff. And then it's like, I was like, when you just think of today in reference to relationships, it's even a different type of man, and it's a different type of woman compared to back in the days. And that right there, to me, that goes so deep. And it's like, right now you may find something cute, but let's look at music, for example. We don't even listen to music the way we used to listen to music. Nowadays, if a person come out with an album, we done with that album within a month. We want a new album from that person. So our attention span is real low. So it's the same thing with fucking relationships. Your attention span to the one that you're dealing with is very low. They literally always got to keep you excited. They literally got to keep your attention, because guess what? You're flooded with so much shit. You're flooded with, again, we going back to, you're flooded with the thirst traps. You're flooded with just so much access to really want this, want that, want this. I ain't got to speak to the local chick that's on my block. I could speak to some chick. I'm here. I'm in Jersey. I could speak to somebody in West Virginia. I could speak to somebody on the other side of Jersey. I could speak to somebody in New York, even though I ain't never even leave my house, because we all thirst trapping. Dudes out here taking pictures of their belt, taking pictures by their car. Chicks out here, you know what they already doing. But look, that's just the game that we live in now. So when people ask like how relationships nowadays, I'm like, shit, nigga, that shit gotta be the hardest, unless you already know your own foundation. You feel me? And like, anybody that watches the show know I gotta take my drink. I got some of my friends tell me like, I don't like, you should stop drinking. Fuck that. But to me, also, like when I was saying something, you gotta already have a foundation built. But let's even think about it like this: like right now, I think this generation has low expectations from what they even want, and the opposite sex, because, like I said, you may find things cute for now, but later, that ain't really what you gonna be wanting. And now you stuck with something, or you got a baby with somebody, and you like, God damn, I was only in it for what I saw. And again, that goes back to the thirst trapping. But we gotta understand there are a lot of low expectations now. And when I say that, look at the work ethic and people nowadays. So you get women who say, you know, I want a man that can work. I want a man that can bring this to the table. I want a man that can do this, do that, do that. But I'm like, what are you bringing to the table? And then you got a woman that saying this, but she ain't working. She ain't doing this. She can't take care of a home. She can't build. She can't lift you the fuck up and do what the fuck you need to do. So it's like everything is like, it's kind of scarce because everybody a boss nowadays. That's the shit that I'm hearing. Everybody a boss. Everybody trying to do this. Everybody to connect. Everybody making moves. But I realize one thing that everybody is doing, they just talking. Nobody ain't doing none of the shit that they say they doing. So it's just like, it goes back to social media. We can stunt like a motherfucker all day. Stunt. And my bad, I'm doing this because I gotta put up live clips. But, the thing is that we look at things and we say, oh, we want to be in relationships. But let's be honest, it's about to be the summer. Ain't nobody trying to get in a relationship now. But you look at it in a simple way, right? We actually can enjoy the relationships that you in, but I always say the best time always to get in a relationship is towards the end of summer. You meet them in the summer because that's when you plan, and then you get to know about how they was moving, whatever. But then when the winter come in, you gotta build whatever. Fuck all that. But I would say, like, you gotta create, you before you want to even jump in a relationship, I always say make sure you right first, though. Because I think people jump in relationships and they never even healed from the previous relationship, or even if they got out of one healed, they still don't know whether or not what happened to why that relationship was ruined. Or look, some people jump out of relationships and still consider themselves the victim in it until you know what the fuck it is, because it's nothing worse than a person that's always playing victim. Because if you're a victim, you're always saying it's somebody else's fault. You done went through 3 relationships and you always saying somebody else they did this to you, they did this to you. After a while, you got to say, well, goddamn, how many fucking times did I become the victim? So is it me? You got to look at that, because now you don't know what that next person situation was. So they're not coming in to be your psychiatrist. They're not coming in to be your therapist. They just met somebody that they thought was nice. They saw you thirst trapping. And they was like, damn, she look good. I want to get to know her. Sometimes it's just that simple. I just wanted to get to know her. So, from what I was saying earlier is like worth ethics. Like the men, well, we can say, like, let's say, for example, you're in your 20s, you're 21 or something like that, 19. You got to create a great worth ethic about yourself. You got to be able to understand when it's time to play, what you take serious, what you don't take serious. Do you take your job serious? If you don't take your job serious, and that's what brings income to you, how you going to take a relationship serious? How? Because if you understand your foundation is to create or to have a woman or to have a spouse or to have build with somebody. Keyword building. You got to be able to have the right foundation. You have to understand that. What does work mean? What does having a job do for me? Because again, like I said, we're not all bosses like everybody be saying all the time. I'm a boss bitch. I'm that dude. I'm the man. Really? You are? All right, but why you here then? Or why you work with me? So you ain't the boss. You have to be at this job. But again, that's what social media does for you. Social media, you probably got 1,000 likes or something and make you feel like you that dude, you popping or something. Nah, dog. If you was popping, you'll be making moves with whatever fucking likes you got going on. But now you still here, so it ain't really popping like that. It just makes you feel a certain way. And again, we lie to ourselves all the time. But when I say your work ethic, It's because you have to understand that when you have a job, you take the job, you understand the goal, you understand what the reason you have that job and what you plan on doing with it. You have to understand, look, I take this important because, look, I come to work. I don't come to work to play. I come to work to do it because I have an ultimate goal. I've always been the type of person that, even when I was younger, I don't give a damn if it was McDonald's. I bust my ass at McDonald's. I made sure I was there on time, left, came back. Yo, if y'all want to do overtime, I went in because I knew I had a goal to be like, look, I need to make this because I like doing this and I like doing this and I enjoy doing this. But I still understood that to do the things that I like, I got to start here. So when we say we want relationships or the relationship thing is coming, you got to say to yourself, like, all right, how can I put myself in a relationship if I'm broke, if I'm fucked up in the game? And this goes back to today's relationships. Are we actually courting women? You guys probably say courting. What the fuck is that? I don't know what courting is. You know what I'm saying? It's just more or less when you spend time, take people out on dates, or just give a thing, show us nice things. But again, I ain't tricking either. I'm sorry. I'm older. I still don't believe it. Some stuff today I still believe. I guess I grew up in the era of Snoop, and he said, stop brown nosing these hoes and shit like this. I think I'm still stuck in that era. But I just think, like, when it's all said and done, relationships are complex. But like I said, you literally have to understand that shit is like a job in itself. So going back to understanding your work ethic and following that foundation, we always have high expectations of what we want. And I think you guys in the generation of being selfish, because it's almost like, this is who I am. Do you see me on social media? Do you see all these dudes that want me? Do you see that everybody be sweating me? Do you see how bad I look? And it's like, all right, cool. I feel you. You are bad, right? You do got a fat ass, right? Damn, I do see you got a lot of likes. Damn, I see the way you moving in through the hood or through the town, whatever. All right, cool. But that don't tell me who you are as a person. Because, see, I think what people fuck up with, and this is the saddest thing, and I really do recognize that in this generation, anybody can have somebody. Anybody can fuck. Even the ugliest motherfucker can get some ass. Even the ugliest chick can get some ass. But the question is, but after I beat, what else is there to you? Oh, because what are you gonna say? Well, besides having sex and my sex being a bomb, I cook for you. Alright, cool, that's nice. But I can cook. So let's X that out. What else is there to you? I could take care of myself and you don't need to take care of me. All right, cool. I never plan on taking care of you. So what else is there to you? That's the point. I think if people in relationships, they have to understand that the point is showing something, have a substance to yourself, because there is none nowadays. It's like, I feel like this is the era of let's get high, let's fuck, let's see where it go. I'm with you for 3 months, then we ain't fucking with each other no more. I meet the new chick, we drink, we fuck, we chill. After 3 months, I'm with the next one. Yo, I'm out here, fuck niggas on social media, fuck niggas. I'm about to do me, I'm going to chill. Fuck that, I'm getting high, I'm getting lit. Look, and to me, let me just be honest with you. I don't pass judgment. If that's what you about, fuck it. Be about it, as long as you about that. And you just not saying it just to be saying it because you hurt, and you just be like, I'm fucking people just for the fuck of it, just to get over somebody else. Nah, but if that's what you like to do it. But we do live in that generation now. I mean, because you advertise, and it's based on embarrassment too. Because if you guys ever look, right, y'all know that chick or y'all know that dude. I gotta say both, but majority, if it's coming from me, I'm gonna say you know that chick. That every 3 months you see her with a dude, and what you see is, oh, you know, thank God. And you know the big stories that they write, like, you know, he came a part of my life, he showed me the way, this is my heart, you know, God blessed me and brought this person to me, blah, blah, blah. And I'll be like, okay. Then you see the pictures of them being together, then you don't see none anymore, and then you realize, like 3 months later, guess who their next boyfriend is? God. And I always love it. Wait, how it go? No matter what, God will always have my back. My kids will always. I'm sorry, yo. That shit be having me dying. I was like, oh, here we go again. Then you see again, you know, God brought somebody else into my life. You know, he let me get out of a situation and he brought this person. I was like, yo, oh my God. Social media don't give a fuck about your relationship. We just like looking at it because it's funny. On some real shit, it's funny as hell. But, I mean, I always say, like, the thing about the relationship is you got to be willing, both people have to be willing to bring something to the table. And I always said, this was something I always said, like, Mom, you should be an addition to me. You should never be my all. So when I'm without you, I'm lost. Nah, that should never happen. You should be an addition. So I'm already a happy person. Look, the beard is still black. I don't put no black in. But you should always be able to bring something to the table in addition to. And my brother got married, and one of the things I told him, I said, I stood up in the wedding, and I said to my sister-in-law, I said, you should be my brother's biggest cheerleader. And then I told him, I said, look, and your home should always be your sanctuary. Like, no matter, like, the world in itself is crazy. So what the fuck is the sense of coming home to some chaotic shit? Nah. Like, look, if I can't come home and this is my sanctuary, why are you here? Why are we both in this? You know what I'm saying? So it's like everybody has a situation, but I think if you create your needs, if you create your wants, or if you actually in the beginning you state what it is that you expect, what it is that you know you need, you got to understand. But that again comes from knowing yourself. I'll say this, like, and when you really look at a relationship, you got to understand a relationship is like a business. And I'm talking, it can be from a small, like a relationship when you're young, or a relationship when you're older. A relationship is literally a business. You got to realize, like, just like a business, right? If I buy a store, if I buy into a business, right? And I realize, you know, I want to make sure that this business is like, I present this business. This is something that I want to bring for everybody to come to. So what do? You fix up your store. You make sure you put the TV service in there. You put the cable service. You put the phone. You put the fax machine. You do whatever. You put the lighting. You got to decorate the store. You got to buy the clothing for the store. All right, cool. Now it's set up. But then you realize, like, hold on, there's nobody coming into this store. So now you got to put advertising dollars into it. But the more you keep doing it, you start to realize, is this a good investment? Because I expected it to actually be paying off. So every month that goes by, you're catching an L every month. You're not making any money No money's coming in, but it's becoming a negative every month. The idea was great. And you know you put your all into it, but you're not seeing nothing come out of it. Nothing is benefiting you. This is literally a debt that's constantly keep coming every month because you're not seeing anything from it. That's almost like how some people get in relationships. And I could talk about a young relationship. A young relationship, you see the person, and while you're with the person, you just met them, and you realize that while you're with this guy or with this girl, all you gotta do is argue. All that person is doing is saying, why do you got to do this? Why you got to do this? Why don't you just be with me? You can't go here. You can't go there. Why you got to go there? You're arguing. They ask you 150 questions. They don't trust you. But every day, you're listening to what this person is saying. You're choosing, hey, fellas, I'm not going to go. Hey, girls, I'm not going to go. He's mad. You know how he get. Then you realize a year go by, and you look at your life, you be like, fuck, I did nothing that whole year. And you can see, like, with him, you really did shit either. So it was a waste of your fucking time. It was a business deal that you got nothing from. And it's the same thing when you get older in relationships. It's like, look, I got with somebody. I see that I put this much into it, but this person really ain't doing nothing. They don't show appreciation. They don't do this. They don't do that. You gain nothing from it. When you look back, you're like, well, shit, I've been doing this. I've been doing this. I've been doing that. This person does this, but damn, I could do without them. So it's just like, well, if I can do bad by my damn self, I might as well do bad by my damn self. Because what is the fucking purpose? None. So again, it's like relationships, not to say that relationships are bad, because I think they are something that can be very beautiful. But within anything that you want, you always got to work hard for it. But make sure that when you work hard for it, make it that you should know already if it's worth working hard for. And that goes to, again, like I said, everything is like a business deal. And at the same time, before you get into it, you should have asked all the right questions first. And that, to me, nowadays is like that teenage love, that old love, that just met the first person for the first time. Because you know what the most euphoric feeling is? That first time when you first about to get it, y'all first about to have sex for the first time, and it's good. Then you get addicted to it. You're like, God damn, this girl bad as hell. And you know when shit start fucking up? When you get to know the person. When you get to know the person. Because ain't nothing better than a person that got the best sex in the world. And then their personality matches. And they supportive. And they're your cheerleader. And they're a rider. And they support you. And you support them back. And you don't give a fuck about supporting them back. You enjoy supporting them. You enjoy saying, hey, this is mine. That person enjoys and not embarrassed to say, hey, he's mine, she's mine, and we riding together like no other. But interesting enough, I never thought I'd do a relationship piece. But hey, for those who know me knows I know I can actually talk, but I can be real grimy on it too. But you know what I'm saying? I think everything has a flip side to it. Because be honest with you, if you really, I would always say that's the politically correct and also like half and half answer to me in reference to relationships. But to be honest, I think we live, it's crazy. This is almost like this generation is for the single man. Sometimes I feel. No, this generation is for the single man who got his life right. Because he's like a kid in a fucking candy store, to be honest with you. He is literally the kid in the candy store. Because I'm not going to lie, I think it's this generation, from young to old, this got like bad. Like, I'm telling you, some of these motherfuckers be bad as hell. You be like, God damn, what the fuck? Like, he was like, wait, you came out your mama bad as hell. Like, God damn. But the good thing is, and why I say it's good for the older dude who got his life right, because it's a lot of corny ass niggas nowadays. I'm sorry. I know I said one thing at the beginning, but that's another thing, y'all. Like, a lot of the dudes that be wanting relationship, y'all some corny ass niggas. For real, for real. So it's like, yeah, the chick like you for the moment, but her tolerance level for you is short. And then, like I said, these old head niggas, they be on them. And they be like, look, you fucking with that corny ass nigga. Like, hit me up when you done playing with these boys. Because when you on that real shit, come holler at a nigga sometime. And this is literally like, go fishing, see what you find, and you dig up. Because like I said, a lot of y'all young dudes, y'all don't even have work ethics right now. One of my boys, I saw him on Snap. He at work. This nigga dead at work. I ain't throwing no names out, but nah. It's just like, there are things that you take serious, there are things you don't take serious. Your job, how to make these moves. Just don't be a person that talk. And I understand we all got dreams, right? But we gotta still live in reality. So if you want to be that boss, live in your reality, make it happen, aspire, and make the right moves so that you can be that boss that you say that you think you are or believe you are in your head. Because again, like I said, reality, you just look like a fool that's been saying it all your fucking life and just be like, yo, I'm a boss, I'm a boss, I'm a boss, all the bitches love me, all the bitches love me. Yeah, until they realize you was a lie, then they off to the next. And that's why I say it's really that short with relationships. I mean, like any of y'all know, look, from a lot of the relationships happen now, these motherfucking relationships don't last that long. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them don't. That's why people are more in love with their pets. Meaning, like, millennials, y'all don't even have kids no more. Y'all have pets and y'all fight over y'all pets if y'all break up or something. But ain't nobody having kids because y'all relationships don't even last that long. So, I mean, that's my take on relationships. And especially like right now, this ain't even the time. It's too nice outside. Get in a relationship. This sundress weather. This, that look like a snack right there. I'm about to go feast on that shit. That's what this weather is right now. So ain't nobody looking for no relationship right now. This is hunting season. And then that's when, once that weather break, once you start seeing that weather break, that's when it's time to be like, you know what? Let's look around. Let's grab whatever we can. And we gonna hold that for that winter. So that's my take on the relationship thing, right? And I thought it was a cool topic. I wasn't thinking about it, but I think it was a cool topic to talk about, you know, especially being that it's about to be summer. So, you know, it is what it is. Now that we off the topic of the relationship, I want to just talk about something, like, for real, like, I mean, I guess it still can go back into what I was just, one of the key points I said with relationships, and it's just food for thought, and it's something that, you know, I have a team at what I do as far as a living, and I always tell them something. And I say this only for, like, this can apply for anything in life, right? And it's just to motivate us. It's just a people. You know what I'm saying? We literally cannot be the only obstacles in our way, right? And I would always tell my team, I'm like, look, you could be that person who always complains about why you don't have, why you can't get, why you're not where you want to be, why you're not a boss, why you're not the boss, bitch, why you don't have this, why you're not getting enough money, why you believe you should have, why I got to get the type of relationships, why am I in the type of relationships I'm in. And I realized that we put a lot of emphasis, we put a lot of energy into things that, into complaining, I would say. When in reality, that same energy, sometimes we confuse energy with passion. So when you hear a person complain a lot, you say to yourself like, yo, they really passionate about that. But where you always find a fact, where you always find a fugaziness in it is like, yo, once you get that person a solution to fix that thing that you thought they was passionate, you'll see how fast that passion was actually fugazi, and it wasn't passion. It was just more or less they needed somebody to hear them fucking bitch and complain about something. And it's like, if I give you a solution to something and your response is, well, why can't you do this for me? Why can't you do that for me? Can you show me? Can you do this? Can you do this? But I gave you the solution to do it. And sometimes the only way to do it is to see, or you get to understand that type of person based on what they're willing to do based on the solution that you gave them. And that says a lot just in general. Because even me, let's look at me as like how I work. I could complain about my stats, or what I would say, like, not to give my job away. I could complain about I don't have this or this or that or that or this. I could. But what makes me work hard is the fact that I'm passionate about any and everything that I do. If I'm losing, I'm still trying to solve. I'm still trying to, and I still believe I'm better than anybody at it. Because when it's all said and done, I'm always trying to create a solution. And that's where we as a people, and sometimes even some of my viewers that know me personally, that's where we all gotta be. We have to stop being complainers on so much shit, of always saying what we don't have, what this should be. I don't like this. It's a conspiracy for that. Yeah, all that's cute. But when do we start and say and look at ourselves and say, you know what could I have done to make that situation better? And it's almost like, I hear a lot of people talking about, we trying to get money. I think at this day and age, I think we all are trying to get better in life. Working, it's cool, but everybody want to be able to get out because it is money out here. But it's like, are you willing to put in the blood, sweat, and tears for it? Because let's be honest, if you ain't grow up in money, you ain't just getting it that easy. If you're not a person that know how to communicate, you still ain't getting it that easy. You got to be able to politic. You got to be able to network. You got to be able to have certain traits about yourself to actually be able to even get the things that you're complaining about why you don't have. So communication skills is all. You have to be on point with that. That drive within you, you have to be on point with that. You can't quit. You cannot take no as an answer. And you do, and this goes back to the relationship. If you're in a relationship, your partner, whoever you with, they gotta be your biggest support system. Because without that, sometimes you can fall very easy. And it's funny, and again, now I think about it, this was a good topic because it seemed like everything that is considered a hot topic nowadays. I don't know if you guys probably know what's going on with Wendy Williams, or if you even know, but it's a good thing. It's not a good thing, but it's good for her because she need to lift that weight off of her. She was with her husband for almost 20 years. The dude messed around, had a baby on her, and this nigga got to be the dumbest motherfucker of all because she was really the breadwinner in that situation, this dude taking her money, tricking off with his side person, his side woman. You get a side baby mother, like my Corey Holcomb says, side baby. And it was like, you know, if anybody knows who Wendy Williams is, she always putting everybody's business down. And it's crazy. I actually watch this shit. Surprisingly, I do. And just hearing the shit that's going on with, she just kicked the dude out the house. What is it? They right now, and they said she fired him as executive producer for the show, but she ran all that. But it's like, that right there, I'm sorry, I don't normally be in the gossip, but that one right there, I'm paying attention to that real close. But it's just like showing you, like, man, relationships are scary. Somebody that can be with each other for 20 years can even, people fall out. And that's why I said that relationships are hard, yo. Gotta be. Because how do you fuck around, have a side mistress for 12 years, then have a baby with the side mistress, tricking off the money that your wife was giving you and living, and bought the chick a Ferrari, but then Wendy Williams took the Ferrari back and repoed it. Like, nah, you ain't using my money to buy that bitch no fucking Ferrari. So that shit was crazy. But just to stay off the topic, I'm getting off the topic and just about to end the show. But, you know, I wanted to end it just on, before the Wendy Williams thing, I just wanted to end it off on that other note in reference to the complaining or the things, or because, like I said, we do live in that generation. Everybody a boss. But in order to be a boss, you got to do the boss type things. You got to be willing to do that extra shit that you need to do to make things happen. No matter what situation, because guess what? Let's be honest. The world will put obstacles in your way. You just can't put obstacles in your way too. Because then that's two things you got to hurdle in front of. And believe me, the world going to always keep throwing shit at you. But you can't put the obstacles in front of you to say that what you can't do and how everybody is doing this to you. Because guess what? People gonna do shit to you. That's just life in itself. And if you complaining about people doing shit to you already, you gonna stay stagnant all your fucking life. You ain't gonna get shit. And the funny thing, I could give you an example. I remember growing up, just something as simple as a gun license, right? It took me so long to get a gun license only because everybody else was telling me it's difficult. Man, you can't get that. That's gonna be hard as hell for you to get that. Yo, you gotta understand, yo, they ain't giving no black nigga no motherfucking gun permit. They ain't doing this, and I never got it. You know what made me actually go get one? I just say, wait, hold the fuck up. I realized in my life, I didn't do a lot of stuff because other people told me it couldn't be done. But through certain other things in my life, I actually did it, and I realized that some of that shit was a lie. So something as simple as a fucking gun license, I never got because other people were telling me. So I let somebody else put an obstacle in my way, and I believe what they told me. Therefore, I created my own obstacle. And sometimes you guys got to realize that right there is what really happens to the majority of us. Because sometimes it's who you hang around with and everything that will make you progress or degress as a person. Digress, whatever the fuck. So, you know what? On that note, I'm going to just end the show like that. And, you know, like I said, I know I haven't been being consistent. And, just to end it on this, we got to talk about Game of Thrones, but we're gonna probably talk about it either Sunday or Monday night. I'm gonna do a show. We'll probably touch on episode 1 again, and then we'll talk about episode 2. Because being that this is the final season, I hope y'all watch Game of Thrones. But we'll probably talk about that next week, and we're gonna go in depth with that. I know I prefer to have guests over when I talk about shows, because for me to be that passionate about Game of Thrones by myself, I feel like I need guests for that one. Only somebody that's a Game of Thrones fanatic like myself. So maybe next week we'll talk about that. We'll talk about episode 1, then we'll talk about episode 2. But again, I appreciate everybody who's been tuning in, those who've been showing me support. But again, like I said, definitely subscribe to the channel. Press the like button, whatever. And, leave comments. If you thought anything I said could have been better, like I said, anything, just leave a comment. Tell me what you thought. All right. Good night.